Welcome to the OhioRAAM Show, number 279.
Hello, it's Lee Kreider here once again as producer of the OhioRAAM Show. I'm in Studio B. Somebody said, have you moved? No, this is Studio B. The house management has Studio A off grounds for a little bit until I can get back there. So, and like everybody, I'm confined to home. The barber shops are closed. My hair is growing. So I decided to put a hat on. Hey, listen, I'm just fooling around here. We got a great guest on tonight. He's a new name to many of us in ultracycling. But right below here, you'll see some show notes. And as always, we want to mention the good folks who operate our Race Across America time stations here in Ohio. Time Station 41 in Oxford, Time Station 42 in Blanchester, and Time Station 43 in Chillicothe. During the Race Across America, these time stations are open 24 hours a day, round the clock, staffed by people who love the race and spend many hours without sleep during it. So it's a great place to come and see the race. Hopefully we'll have one this year, but if not, we'll be back again next year. We're going to head on out and get acquainted with Ryan Howell. Ryan, yeah, hello, how are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, and where are you located, Ryan?
I'm coming live from Annapolis, Maryland.
Annapolis, Maryland, the end point of the Race Across America, right?
Yes.
Right where all the action happens. Hey, Ryan, I had Mark Poland on the show here a while back representing the World Ultracycling Association, and he mentioned your name. And I recall seeing it in the leaderboard down at Sebring, and we always like to kind of highlight new cyclists and tell a little bit about them. And I guess you've been around a little bit before Sebring. Tell us a little about yourself.
Sure. So I started ultracycling 3 years ago. It was a method for a new form of competition, a new way to push myself. I've been cycling now for about 13 years, participating in USA cycling events, from road races, criteriums, to time trials. After a debilitating accident in 2017, I wanted to find a new venue that I could push myself in a different way, a way of getting more motivated to train to be back on the bike. And actually, that's how I came across Bike Sebring. And that was my first event in the World Ultracycling Association. In fact, that's where I actually met Mark. And I fell in love with the event, the type of event, found that the training was more enjoyable for me. And I excelled. I had a great time and wanted to continue to pursue those events. So after that first year, I transitioned into more focused events, more focused training, and came back in 2018 to win Bike Sebring, and 2019 to win Sebring, the 12-hour event. And so 2020 was my third attempt. It didn't go as well as I'd hoped, but I was on track for a record-breaking race. And I won't let that just sit aside. And I look forward to coming back in 2021 and hitting it hard again.
Well, you were the victim of misfortune, Ryan. The misfortune being that because the route had been changed because of confusion, none other than Marco Ballo decided to just do the 12-hour, and you were up against the toughest there is.
That's great. That's just fire or fuel for the fire. It was motivating to push me to race harder than I had before. And he pushed me to my limit. So it was a great race. And I'm really fortunate to have had that competition.
That's ultracycling. So many things happen that we have no control over, and no one can control Marco. So Sebring 20, now get this straight, 2019 you won it. Is that correct? 2018 is your first.
Yes.
2019 you won the 12-hour.
That is correct.
What are your cycling goals?
That's a really good question. Until now, cycling is the primary means of escape. It helps me just clear my mind and to come back re-energized, refocused to tackle all of my schoolwork and just life in general, just to de-stress and to get away. I definitely see myself competing in the future. I'd like to continue to grow as well. And the only way I can see myself growing is to continue to push myself. Bike Sebring is a great event. I'd like to try and pursue additional events across the WUCA calendar, and also eventually participate in RAM, follow my father's footsteps. He participated twice, and I think he keeps telling me about the experience that he had, and that's something that I would definitely like to feel, to experience. So I'll get there one day. It's the next level, the next step. But for now, just to continue to train, prepare locally, and also to target the World Ultra Cycling Championships, the time trial championships in Borrego.
Okay, well, hopefully we'll be back and moving ahead with our races by then. I would think so. And how old are you, Ryan?
I'm 25.
25. Well, given the fact that ultra cyclists tend not to come into their own until about 35 or even 40, you got a long, good career ahead of you. So it's such a auspicious start.
Well, thank you. I hope so. Time will tell.
Okay. Well, where are you going to school? What are you studying?
I'm at the University of Maryland Smith School of Business, and I'm pursuing my master's in business administration.
We want to wish you well, and it's good to get acquainted with you. Our whole theme right now in the cycling community is improvise, adapt, and overcome, because we're having to do a lot of that. You still able to train outside, or are you stuck inside pretty much?
So actually in Sebring, I injured myself, which is why I was unable to continue to compete in the race. And for that reason, I've stayed inside. It's just my leg, the pain that comes from my leg from cycling is a little temperamental. I don't know when the pain is going to come, when it's going to flare. And for that reason, I've been staying inside. I prefer to, if I hit that pain point, just to be able to stop and get off the trainer, as opposed to finding myself 100 miles away from home and having to call for help.
Thank you for reminding me, because I was made aware of the fact that you were injured.
Still in the process. Fortunately, this past couple of days, I've been able to get back on the bike, which is really great. That's forward progress, and I'll certainly take it. But that's a lot better than what it was last month, where I was off the bike entirely. So I'll take any forward progress and take it as it comes.
Now, I understand you have a charity which you ride for and make aware of. What is that?
Yes, so I race for Team Bike Doctor, which is also known and affiliated with Cycle for Life. I'm proud to race for the team and to represent the charity.
Well, in the show notes below here, as I mentioned before, you'll see a link to that charity and also a link to Ryan's Facebook page. I'm sure he'd be happy to meet with all the ultra cyclists in the community there. We're glad to welcome you aboard as one of a great family. It's a worldwide family, kind of a distance right now because of all that's happening. But we hope that through this process, we can keep us all connected, keep us all hopeful. And there will be another race on another day, Ryan.
Yes, absolutely. And just looking forward to brighter times, and there will be another race. It will come.
Okay. Thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Gregory Zuber speaking. Thank you for your likes and shares.